Well, hello. This is Happy Valley Hobbies, and these are hobbies that make me happy. Starting to, I would have to say, trying to get used to this new schedule and all that, and it's a possible bit of a challenge, especially since I forgot to uh, sort of like did a scheduling of it. But still had my alarm go off, and so it's like, well, hello there, HO scale steel mill modeling. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for also showing up when I just literally hit go live. So not used to getting people this quickly after hitting go after with zero scheduling ahead of time. So thank you, uh, and also trying to get used to the being awake and all that fun stuff with since I've been doing the Sunday schedule for so long, which I will be doing one last one tomorrow. So just to let more people know that I'm changing my schedule and all that. But I would have to say the real bad thing is the heat around here. It's just, I mean, it's not even August yet, and it's just I mean, the heat's not that bad, but the humidity on top of it's just nuts. I mean, I'm not used to having I want to say southern weather in the north. Well, hello there, Wigwag. Thank you for coming in. So, I'm not sure how the whole thing works and all that. But there was no plan, or well, there was a plan, but I didn't reschedule ahead of time. Oof, 118. How? What's the humidity? I mean, it's like we were hitting high 80s, but with over almost 70% humidity. And trying to work in this stuff is just like, I mean, it just sucks the energy right out of you. But ooh, that's one thing is. Yes, one of the interesting things is that YouTube has it set up where it says how many people are watching, and for some I don't know why, but they also include the one that's actually doing the broadcasting. All right, no, that's not what I want. This is what I want. There we go. Yeah, it's basically I usually are and an extra one and all that, but yeah, now it says for watching, so I just picked up the phone, which is nice to use because the way I have my current studio set up is that the workbench is over there. There are times that I'm considering moving stuff around and all that, but not quite sure how that's going to wind up working. Especially since the just trying to figure out what else to do and all that. But let me switch over cameras and actually turn around and bridge the gap. All right. Alright, let's... Fortunately, there's no... The way this webcam is set up is not a very... Not the best setup in my opinion. But I have to figure out a way to make it better at this point. That ain't gonna work either. Thing is, unfortunately, the way the camera is set up, I can't directly if I do this. Ooh, that works a little bit better. Okay. Sorry for the camera jiggling around. Trying to get it to the spot that I think is nice. So I think we're done with this particular one. Now I got this as a it was a kit in something that it was like a bunch of things. So I just threw it together and all that. I don't know what I'm planning on doing with this particular trestle. But yeah, it is together. Trestle that I am working on. It's this one. It's one that I put, put together. I didn't use actual plans, but I did sort of took the hunter line setup. All right, Wigwag. But yeah, I didn't. I did make a hunter line trestle, and I basically took close, not necessarily exact copy, but sort of hinted at what what it would work. Now let's see what we got here. Now I have to, this right here is at a slant. I'm gonna figure out a way to unslant it. Actually, that looks like it might work. Second here, it's just top messages. I don't know why it keeps on going to top messages. It's like, it's like, just make it live. What's the point with the, I never don't understand the concept of top messages. what I might have to do, not really a fan of having to do it, but it's going to have to be done eventually. Now, this is going to be definitely a challenge. Sort of kind of need to glue this, but I don't want to glue it. So that's definitely going to be a challenge that way. Because one of the things I want to see about doing is making this that it's removable. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that right there's the center line. The job is, I didn't see that earlier, Wigwag. Well, that's interesting, steel mill. Sometimes that's one of the reasons why I've been doing these little dioramas, is because, you know, sometimes I want to be able to do something, but well, my layout's way too small for water features, so that's why I'm doing dioramas with water features. And I have a feeling that seeing the things for asking about what I'm doing for work and Steel Mill's thing for tearing down his layout, I did not seize because I was on top messages, not all messages. Again, I don't understand why they insist on having top messages instead of well, you know, basically live messages. Because you wind up, you know, there's a lot of times it's like, why is no one, you know, paying attention to what I written down? You know, there's like, you know, crickets and all that. Made no sense. And then it's one of those things of, because I might be you know, instead of, you know, having live messages, I might be in top messages, and for some reason and then of course then they add this silly heart thing that makes it so I can't see the whole entire message because a whole bunch of it's blanked out. I'm assuming the first word is had to make room for storage. And the other thing it says, I get a blank soon. So until you put something else there, I won't be able to read that part of the message. All right, let's put that there. Yeah, some of the things that YouTube does not make sense on the level. Yeah, no. I'm trying to think now. Oh my god. Hold. It looks like I might have to hold this because I don't think I have a clamp that will actually work. Or if I do, it's not within reach. Or is it? We will have one in reach. That might work. Maybe. Ooh, you got a shed. All right. It's not perfect, but it'll work for gluing the thing. But as you know, sort of as you can see here, that that little icon there where you can add stuff to it, it just annoyingly gets in the way of things, and I'm not the only one that has complained about that. But it's still there. I don't believe these are made by Micro Mart. I forgot where I think I got these from a dollar store, but I do believe Micro Mart makes a same style on them. These, since was bought from a dollar store, they're warped like anything. But if you need something that's light, I'm working in wood, so it sort of kind of works. But it's not as I wouldn't put them for anything that these dollar store ones for something that's either really, really, really delicate, or something that where you're dealing with something that's very heavy. Because once I take this off, I'll show you how. Let's see, can I show how warped this one is? Yeah, as you can see, it sort of wanders off that way. So it's not, these are not very high precision clamps. I think regular clothespins are probably a little bit more higher in their accuracy than these things are. But it's one of those things that you can never have enough clamps. So clamps we have. I don't have an extensive thing as some people do. I mean, you turn around and look at some of the woodworking channels, and they got, they just have a wall of clamps of all different sizes. And then they turn around and have they start a project, and all of a sudden they don't have enough clamps. But pretty much like a lot of tools that you got the tools that you got the you always wind up having to have more, needing more tools. And clamps is one that's, it's like, you have to have clamps, and then all of a sudden you have to have more clamps, and just because of whatever the specific thing that you're doing. It's not, a clothespin might work on something, something like along these lines where you can just, clamp it together and keep it together. But then trying to clamp something this direction, there's not enough clamping force. So then you have to go with something along those lines, or other things. Right now, it could have a second one to do this side. And nuts. So this particular one is it's basically the way I'm clamping it, not necessarily. And not only that, I'm not using that much glue because I want to be able to take this off. The mini miter saws. I'm not quite sure specifically what you're talking about, but I have seen them. I myself, I don't have a miter saw, but I do have. Let's see if I can actually find the thing. Is it within reach? Yes, it's within reach. What I do have is one of these things. I mean, it only does 90 and 45 degrees. And I think I bought this last century. I don't use it much, but when I've used it, it's been useful. One of the things that a lot of people have to, and I went through the phase also when I was younger, that I got to buy this tool and buy that tool and buy this tool, and there's a lot of times that, I mean, there's one thing I really want to use. Unfortunately, I rented an apartment, and it's a carpeted floor. So even though I wound up buying a Micromark lathe, I've assembled it, put it together and all that, but I haven't really used it as a lathe because, one, I don't know where to get the appropriate metals from, but also, locally. So I do know of a place that's maybe about an hour and a half away. Oh, hello there, Anfield. Thank you for coming in. This was it was poorly planned live stream. What I usually try to do is, I also got in the habit with my soon-to-be former schedule is that it's like, people are expecting me to be at a certain time and all that, and I fell into that habit with today. That's actually one thing I'm sort of kind of thinking of is doing card builds, especially with maybe with cars and stuff like that. Mainly because of no one's doing broad gauge, so there's no kits out there. So it just makes probably make more an idea of sort of scratch building sort of like scratch building the frame out of wood and then using using card for the rest of the car. Just thought of something. Will this work? Not necessarily clamping, but using the terrain to make it work. This might work this way. Let gravity do its thing. And then from here, almost got glue on the knife. And then from here, I did a dab of glue there, dab of glue there. Again, I want to be able to make this removable. Let's see, that's the center one. So we do that. And it looks like we can use gravity to let that go. And maybe not. I would have to say, when it comes to the cardstocks versus styrene, I would have to say that is more towards your preferences, in my opinion. Oops, I'm a little bit too far on that. And also sometimes it's not necessarily. Sometimes it's the challenge. Because some people are good with the cardstock, and some people are not. It's the same thing with wood, and some people are very good with wood and not that great in plastic, and the opposite is true. Now to balance everything to we'll go this way. There, now it's starting to look like it's getting closer. Unfortunately, I just happened to realize that It's not quite in frame. All right, now I'm in frame. I got this little piece right here to sort of designate what I wanted for a front. Because when I put this together, it's like, one side is not as nice as the other, so. Oh, hello there, Sam Dickelson. Thank you for coming in, especially at an RPM meet. Something I actually never have gone to yet. I do plan on going to an RPM in the Northeast eventually. Of course, I moved the diorama so I can get it more in frame, and now I can't read the chat. Let's move that over there and this over here. Yeah, something. Basically, that's one of the things I like about seeing some of the people doing the cardstock stuff. Well, that's nice, Sam. I would have to say I'm planning on having this as my new time slot. I have been for a while on Sunday nights, but there's things I want to do on Sunday nights now, so that's why I'm trying to. That's why I'm trying this time slot now. And one of the things I'm doing with this particular diorama is what's called a cover truss bridge. It's a small little trestle that's going over this a canal and a small ravine. A lot of people know what a normal cover bridge is. A lot of the iconics, is sort of associated with Vermont. But there is what's called the covered truss bridge, which only the trusses are covered, so there's no roof on it. So it basically looks like basically winds up looking like two wooden walls next to track or road, depending on which one is made. And recently, if I can get the article out. The Wiscat Waterville and Farmington Railway just recently let's see if I can get the page. Now, this is what they just recently put in a covered truss bridge. As you can see, it's covered up, so it's actually, I think, taller than the locomotive. But then again, this is a 2-foot gauge locomotive, so it's really, really small. Oh, hello there, rail artists. Thank you for coming in. There's a picture in here where they're transporting it. Oh, come on. Here's sort of a better view of what the bridge looks like before it was installed. Here it is, but basically basically as wide as a 2-lane road. But as you can see, it's only the trusses that are covered. So it's a cheaper style of bridge than a full covered bridge, but it doesn't last as long as a covered bridge. Now, sort of kind of waiting for the glue to dry. But yeah, I'm more inclined to keep this as my new schedule because I want to do things on Sunday nights. So now I'm doing Saturday mornings. Now let's see for this. Let me see these. These are all ties that are a little bit too small. So we can turn around and use that as blocking. Blocking for this over here. Pretty much waiting on them for glue and paint to dry. Because once I get the bridge and the trestle settled out how I want it, then I'm gonna take paint and clear up the or whatever this is called, hydrocol impregnated stuff. But also to let you know, Sam, I'm also modeling, well, it's HO scale, but it's HOW6, which is, right now, I would have to say you probably know what, if I say HON3, you would automatically think, oh, HO scale, narrower gauge, 3 foot gauge. There's no official designation for wide gauge or broad gauge. Unofficially, I guess the people who do have the debates between O gauge and Proto 47 referred to the O gauge as OW5 because it actually comes out to be 5-foot gauge, not the 4-foot 8.5. And that's what I'm doing. I have only so far got a look. I only have regauged a single locomotive at this point. Basically, I wound up having all new axles, and then putting some washers in there for spacing and all that. This model is actually, from my understanding, it's actually not HO scale, it's OO scale, or American OO scale. So having it run on HO scale track, it's quote unquote narrow gauge. So I've turned around and modified it so it's 6-foot gauge. Runs decent, but then again, I haven't really run it that much because I don't have that much track. I do have a layout that's that I have got together, but it's only a 6-foot long. Oh, hello there, Smallwood Junction. Thank you for coming in. And basically, we're currently letting glue and paint dry, so that's why there's not that much going on here, because, well, this has to dry first. But this is the only locomotive I re-gauged so far to 6 foot. Right now, my challenge is trying to figure out how to basically re-gauge the tender. Which I'll eventually figure that part out. Yeah, it's definitely outside the norm. There is a Broadgate Society, but that's over in England, and they do Brunel gauge, which is the 7 foot wide and 1/4 inch. It's very odd when they decide when they realized that they needed a little bit extra clearance between the flanges and the wheels and the track. They just, for some reason, they decided to widen the gauge instead of narrowing the cars. Don't know why. Yeah, that is one of the things of with everything being almost homogenized, trying to differentiate yourself on things is hard to do. Also, this I would have to say this channel. I basically not sure if you know Humanity Junction, or Heath over at Humanity Junction, but he's the one that sort of encouraged me to start a YouTube channel. And at the time, I was unemployed, so it made sense. I had the equipment. But soon after being starting the channel, I did something silly and got employed. So that's when didn't really put that much emphasis on the channel of trying to do all the things that have improved the channel. Not improve the channel, but all the things to have a successful channel, because, well, I was concentrating on, well, having a job. And I would have to say what this channel has turned into me is more therapy. Um, it gets me out of bed in the morning. It gets me something to do. And actually, I have with this channel, I think I've done more modeling than I have beforehand. Before it was more like it's like there wasn't a push, so I didn't really do that much modeling. But I've done a lot more modeling since then, and I think I would have to say I've improved, because I could look at mistakes going like, no, that was the wrong way to go. But now it's no, not Penn State, John. Actually, southwestern Vermont. Basically, the railroad that I'm building is I called it the Happy Valley, mainly because there was I went to a college called Hudson Valley Community College, and the nickname for it was the Happy Valley College. And that's what I named my railroad after. But I wanted something that was, I wanted to do something that was just more than model trains, hobbies in, general. Have not spun off of model trains yet, but most of the stuff most of my hobbies are model railroad adjacent. Like electronics, because DCC. Another is I'm slowly getting into machinery, which it's like since I'm doing something a little bit unusual, I'm going to have to learn machining skills and actually build scratch build stuff, and going along those lines. Ah, nice. Yeah, it is sort of kind of a therapy, especially since I moved here. When I moved to Vermont, it was just before the pandemic hit, so there was a lot of times I'm going like, "Hey, what do you guys do for fun?" It's like, "Well, we used to do that, but that's been canceled. We used to do this, that's been canceled." And, for a while now, I've been on Sunday nights, and one of the things I don't like about this and all that is I'm using the phone for chat and all that, but as you can see, that part has a tendency to cut off part of the message. So until somebody actually says something. All right, there we go. All right, this looks like it might be dry enough. Maybe not. That's odd. So it's only half glued. Let's try. Things I don't want to go too nuts with the glue, because, as I said earlier, I want to be able to take this apart. Because if I wind up getting a place where I can actually build a full-size layout, I want to be able to use these bridges. But one of the that's one of the ones. I would have to say one thing with the CAD is that it does lend to 3D printing, but Another thing would be uh, computer aided manufacturing, or CAM. Uh, I think you might be able to transition into that. But yeah, it's a there's a lot of times that they talk about Darwin's, survival of the fittest, which, from my understanding, that was his first theory when he first got to the Galapagos Islands and saw what was going around there. It made sense that the ones that were the fittest at that point in time were the ones that were surviving the most. But from what I understand, after he was there for a decade or so, he revised it. But the thing is, it's not really taught in schools. And the revision is that it was survival of the most adaptable. Hmm. I'm surprised that they still, a lot of people still do QD but it makes sense. Uh, but yeah, it's one of those things of that's, I don't know, with my job career, it's been a asset and a curse at the same time, because I'm sort of a jack of all trades, but I'm not a master or anything. And unfortunately, a lot of jobs now they seem to want you for an extremely specific job, but then when you get to the job, it's very generic. But that sort of actually reminds me of what I was talking about earlier with doing card stock. Uh, yeah, ads are horrendous. Yeah, especially I've been getting for some odd reason I keep on getting it says uh I get I I was getting ads for, it's like, you know to find more employees, go to this website and all that. It's like, I'm not looking for employees, I'm looking to be one. Ooh, shipping to dry dock, nice. But yeah, paper models might be a way to go, turning around and uh, since you've been in an architectural firm, it sort of would make sense. You could turn around and design buildings, um, and then yes, yeah, design the buildings, and then design to be put into 3 dimensions and all that, and then turn around and color them, and then maybe sell them that way. That's what there's a bunch of companies out there, and I can't think of their names right off the top of my head. Yeah, that's one of the annoying things with the especially LinkedIn. For some reason, for the longest time, it's like I'm saying that, hey, I live in the Albany, New York area. Now it's sort of the Bennington, Vermont area, but it's like one of those things again, like, hey, here's a job that's for you know that's hours away. It's like, um, and I think I remember hearing someone turned around. It's like the reason why they want you to. It was somebody that got hired by a large national company, and as soon as they got trained and all that, they said, "Oh, we're gonna put you across the country, a store there." And it's like, it's like, hey, wait a minute, there's an opening, not that far from me. Why do you want me to go all the way there? And it's like, oh, you'll get higher pay and all that, and etc. So you finally went there, and they happen to realize the reason why they want you to move was so you have you wind up having your friends are nowhere near you. You have basically you're by yourself, and the I the thought process is that if you have no one supporting you, you'll stay at the job. You won't look for another job because you have no you don't have any contacts in the area. Yeah, steel mill. I guess from my understanding, there is uh, I mean, there's a whole thing about steel mills and etc. Uh, but I guess with the books that have come out, I think there are. I'm not sure how true this is, but I do believe that there's more stuff on it. Sorry for the camera bouncing around because I'm transitioning to my other camera. So the headshot camera. Because what I try to do when I was doing Sundays, not right now, will you? Oh, come on! Stop with the pop-ups. Stop with the pop-ups. Uh, but yeah, so what I try to do is what I call it's like a lot of places, a lot of it's like, oh, they start at end at the beginning of the hour. Well, the thing is that you're going almost constantly. So my thought process is that start at 8:45 and end at 9:45, which I'm running a little bit over right now. So sort of like I joke that I'm the unofficial and unauthorized pre-show. On Sunday, it's Sidetrack Sunday. Today, it's Back on Track. Back on Track is a one person doing the same thing every week, whereas Sidetrack Sunday was sort of like rotating between different people, so I had to remember who was who. Doing another pop-up? Are you kidding me? I never had this many pop-ups. Why it's deciding to pop up now, I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna. Thanks for everyone for coming, and hopefully we'll see you soon, or again as I start on this new scheduling. Thanks for the people of that have been with me for a while and the new people I just met. So thank you for coming. And as eventually going to actually have an actual true outro and intro. I believe the world needs more love. So find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around. Bye, everyone.